What's up, everybody? It's Monster Core Arcade. I'm Johnny Hardcore. Just feel like doing a whatever you want to call it video, because it's been one quite heck of a last week, and how many days it's been. Don't really know how to get into it and explain what happened, but got hurt at work. Had to go to the ER. They sent me home, said everything was fine. Next day, that's me. Still here. Hanging hardcore. Next day I couldn't breathe. So I went back to the ER, and they did all kinds of stress tests on my heart. You know. That's scary, and I'm a man that really takes care of himself for the most part. You know, don't smoke, don't do any kind of bad things, just drink here and there. I like my coffee. I eat pretty well, but something's not right in there. So fast forward to today, almost a week, probably 6 days, because this happened on Wednesday. Had to go get it. Another test, endoscopy, whatever it's called, something that you have to get when you get a little older. I'm not old, but I'm not young. So as of right now, I'm okay, but I have to take certain medication to take care of whatever it is that I have, and has something to do with acid reflux and GERD, and it's due to probably drinking a little bit too much coffee, which, you know, I guess I do. You know, I can't say I don't. You know, obviously something's going on. And the way I eat, mostly, because if you look on TV, I'm sorry, this is not, you know, totally about arcades and stuff like that. I'm just venting and sharing what I went through the last couple of days, which was honestly very scary, very, very eye-opening. One of the doctors terrified me, said that I might need to get a stent, you know, open heart surgery and all this other stuff. Yeah, really. Imagine a doctor telling you that when you're only 51 years old. You need to get a stent. And I'm an athlete, you know, athletic guy, and my job has to do with stamina and strength, which I have both of. So anyway, I had to go through this for as long as this lady told me. Around, I don't know, cardiologist told me this, and probably say around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. Right, and I told her I have trouble breathing, and I have pains in my chest, you know, my left side, and it's going down my arm and my back, and, you know, she put the fear of God into me. She said, you need to go to the emergency room, and you need to get stress tests, real stress tests at a different emergency room that does this. So I'm like, all right, you know, dropped everything, nothing else mattered after that point, after what she said. So went home. I think I ate really quick, did my thing, try to get everything squared away before I went to this ER, which I felt like I would not be able to leave, you know, like a whole night, and, you know, a whole day and night, and then the next day, and which was true, you know, I wasn't able to leave. So I got to this place, the emergency room, pretty fast. You know, I was definitely panicked, very scared. Had to find parking. There was no parking. But anyway, you know, I got admitted. I told them what was going on, and you know, they came in, they told me, you know, my EKG, if anybody knows about this stuff, I'm sure a lot of, you know, people watching this video are in there, you know, not young, you know, in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, maybe even older. So, you know, you could probably relate a little bit. And they put the EKG on me, you know, the wires on my chest, you know, with the sticky tape, whatever, you know, and every time I've ever had this happen to me, because I had anxiety before, my EKG, my heart rate, my EKG came out perfect. Absolutely nothing wrong with me. My blood pressure, every time I go into, you know, to go get, you know, checked out for anything, just if I go sick from work or just need a doctor's and all that nonsense, my blood pressure is perfect, you know. So, and even when I drink coffee, you know, it's perfect. So I'm like, what is wrong with me here? You know, I'm like, I don't have no idea. My chest is, you know, it's like I can't breathe. It's hard to swallow, you know, and I'm having these pains. So it's very, very scary. So anyway, you can hear my voice too, because my voice is constricted. It's been constricted. And if you listen to my past videos, you've been, you know, listening and watching, you always hear me clear my throat. So I guess, you know, I guess there was something lingering in there. And then when I had this thing happen to me at work, you know, I hit the steering wheel in my truck, in a truck. I bounced off of like a divot in the highway. The truck like buckled, you know, like bucked like a horse, and boom! Even wearing my seatbelt, hit the steering wheel in my chest hard enough that it you know, made me lose my breath and couldn't catch it after that. So that's just why this all happened, you know. So anyway, so I go through the motions of getting these stress tests, you know. I had to sleep in this hospital. Man, I tell you, that is the last place anybody wants to ever be, and anybody even works there doesn't want to be there. And it was a nightmare, you know. And you know, I had to split a room with somebody, and the first person I went in the room with was like had a family that just couldn't shut up, just talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, you know, I'm in pain, I'm uncomfortable, and I'm like, God Almighty, could you guys just be quiet? Like, you know, we all have problems here. No one wants to hear you keep yapping. I know everybody's nervous, but people just didn't be quiet. But they left, thank God, right? And then another person came in, another lady came in, and she was quiet, you know, she just talked on the phone a little bit, and she was also very scared. And then when the doctor came in and asked her questions, everything that he's asking her, and she's answering, is like, that's how I feel, you know. And I have to, you know, he left, I talked to her a little bit, I was like, you know, I said, that's exactly how I feel, you know, I'm having these chest pains, and, you know, I can't catch my breath and breathe right and all this stuff. And she's telling me, you know, that she has other issues, though. You know, she was overweight, and she has diabetes, and something runs in her family and all this stuff. So I'm like, you know, I'm trying to put everything together. You know, I'm looking on Google. I'm looking at, you know, what are the causes of this, and what it means when your left side hurts and you have chest pain in your left side and it goes down your arm. You know, and they're saying it could be something to do with your heart. You know, it had nothing to do with anything that I found out after. You know, like the acid reflux and GERD. But yeah. So anyway, I had to stay the night. I got to the second emergency room hospital. I would say around 3, maybe 3 o'clock around that time, 3:16. If you want to be, you know, if you want to have a little blessing on this video. So they told me that you need to get, if you want to get these tests, you know, you're not saying, but they said you need to get these tests too to make sure it's not your heart. I had to stay overnight, and I'm like, what do I have to stay overnight for? You know, this doesn't make any sense to me. This is gonna be the most uncomfortable night I've ever had in my entire life. You know, even worse than sleeping out at my, you know, in my truck, or, you know, I work sometimes, you know, when you have to do what you have to do. And, you know, I just had no choice, you know. And, I made sure I had some kind of dinner. You know, my girlfriend, Sound Healing Vikinga, who a lot of you hopefully are subscribed to on her YouTube channel, Sound Healing Vikinga. She came, brought me some food. You know, of course, the food that she brought me, not healthy at all. It's not her fault, it's just, you know, mostly food, you know, it's takeout, it's not healthy. You know, even if you get grilled chicken is full of salt, right? And when they make it, it's always fried, and there's always some kind of oil on it or whatever. So, you know, I just did what I could. I wanted to have a burger, you know, I wanted to have like a pizza burger, so I was just really just in the mood for it. And that wasn't good for me either. You know, it's greasy and red meat and all that stuff. So, whatever. I had my last good meal before I figured out what was going on. There's me again, in the darkness, like the ghost of Johnny Hardcore. No, I'm not dead, so there's no ghost. The spirit of Johnny Hardcore is still going. I don't know if that's the right term to say, because I am fully alive. But anyway, I had to stay the night. So stayed the night, and man, I tell you, I tried my best to lay down and sleep, you know, uncomfortably. You know, I had no comfort. My chest was hurting, and I had these wires on me, and there's constant beeping, and there's lights outside and other beeping and people making noise. You know, and I'm finally kind of catnapping, right? You know, I don't expect to get a good night's sleep, but I was exhausted, you know, mentally, you know, so I was trying my best just to catnap and rest and put my head down and close my eyes. And all of a sudden, these guys just start talking like they're at a club, like they're hanging out and talking about, you know, life and everything else. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me right now. I was like, are these guys workers here? Like, you know, I'm listening to like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm not gonna be a jerk, but I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, you know, patients here don't want to hear people talking and yapping at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, because that's what time it was, about 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, after like 10 or 15 minutes, I got out, as I couldn't take it anymore. As I got up, and I had earplugs in too, because they gave me earplugs. They gave me the eye cover, you know, like an eye, whatever you want to call it, eye mask. So, but it didn't work, you know. And I'm like, I get up, you know, I'm not small, you know, I'm big, I'm 6'4", and you know, I work out and stuff like that. And I was ready to go crazy. I was ready to like snap on these guys, and I didn't want to, because, you know, I understand it's a hospital. I understand it's not easy working the shifts in the middle of the night and all that stuff. I don't want to be a jerk, but, you know, I also wanted to make my presence known and just let these guys know, like, you know, I'm not here because I want to be here. I'm here because I have to be here. And I need to sleep and rest right now because tomorrow morning I got to take these tests. So I get up, I look at them, I look at these guys both. Both of them are out of shape. Both of them are just fat and, you know, I'm like, you know, I was like, these guys are all good, are healthy, and I'm over here like this. And I'm like, I'm a guy who takes care of himself. I don't know how to react to that one either. That's another one. And I'm not trying to put anybody down that's overweight, but, you know, I'm going through this, you know, and I'm not overweight. So anyway, I'm just venting. Anyway, so there's 2 beds in the room. So I pick up the one bed. I'm like, there's a way to close the door. I don't know why I didn't close the door in the first place. I didn't want to be like, you know, overstepping. I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of paying for this, so I can do whatever I want. It's my room. So I pick up the bed. I slam the bed over. I look at the lady. I'm like, can I close this door? You know, I give her a face. You know, I'm like, seriously, she knows these guys aren't shutting up. And, you know, she didn't give me an attitude. The guys looked at me like the fear of God, and they left right away. And I just couldn't take it anymore. And then, you know, thank God I was able to close the door, you know, and I closed that door. I put the, you know, the curtains in front of me. It's curtains, Rock. It's curtains. And I was able to get a little rest, you know. And that was that. And the next morning I wake up, you know, they told me that, you know, the test wouldn't happen until about, I don't know, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, right? So I'm like, all right, I don't know, whatever. I'm in for here. But like 7:30 or whatever, you know, they wake me up and then like, okay, you know, we got to prep you for this test. And, you know, you had to take the test down, all this other stuff. So I'm like, all right, let's go, man. Let's get this going. I'm not here for fun. You know, the sooner I get these tests done, the quicker I get out of here. So just sharing this with you a little bit more too. So I took the first test. You know, they took a wand, if you want to call it that. It's a sonogram, and they put the wand on my chest, like almost like you're getting a sonogram when if you're having a baby. If anyone has babies, they went to go to the doctor when the baby doctor's doing that, and you can see it on a monitor. So that's what they were doing with me, and they were doing that, and she was, you know, obviously recording it and taking, I guess, measurements, whatever. So that was the first test I took. That was nothing, right? The second test I took was like going into like a time machine. Right, so that was a CAT scan. You have to lay down. You have to have IV, you know, IV in your arm. You have to shoot contrast in your body so they could see what's going on inside. So yeah, I did that. And the guys, the girl that was there was a little bit, you know, wacky, but she was nice. She was a nice, you know, calm nurse. You know, she says to me, she goes, try and explain exactly what's going on, exactly what's gonna happen. And she's like, you know, the doctor, you know, whoever's coming in, I guess I don't know who it was, but whoever was coming in is gonna give you a pill that's gonna go underneath your tongue, right? And it's gonna open up your lungs, and you're gonna feel like a burning sensation in your chest, and it's gonna make everything open up, like all your arteries and veins and everything like that in your chest open up so they can see it better. So I'm like, all right, you know, what am I supposed to do here? You know, I'm just like, all right, let's go. You know, I'm not doing anything. So, and then they're telling me, you know, you gotta breathe, take a deep breath, you know, hold your breath and all this other stuff. You know, I'm shaking, man. I'm nervous, man. I'm starting to break down a little bit because I'm like, you know, worried about what they're gonna find. You know, I'm like, do I really need a freaking stent in? Or do I really need to get open heart surgery? You know, my life will be over. You know, I don't know if I can go back to work after that, and I don't know if I'll be able to drive monster trucks after that because that's something I want to do. So I'm like, damn, man. You know, and besides that, you know, I mean, anyway, so. I was able to get through it. I moved the first time. The doctor comes back. He looks at me. He goes, he got mad at me. He goes, you moved. You know, you can't move. Otherwise, you know, we're not going to do this. And then the nurse comes back over. She goes, listen, you only have one more chance to do this. Otherwise, you know, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm like, all right, you know, do my best. And then the next time I didn't move at all. And then she said, you did perfect. You know, you did great. And they were able to see what they needed to see. And then I went back to my room. 3 hours or more, 4 hours maybe. I'm waiting in this room again. And then another guy comes in. He leaves before I can even get out of there, right? Guy comes in, he's telling him all his problems, and he's out of there quick. And I'm still stuck in this room waiting for my response. I was like, you know, if it wasn't a big deal, if there was no problems, they would have came right away and told me. I'm like, I'm assuming the worst. And, you know, I'm not a guy like that. I don't ever think the cup is half empty. I always think it's, you know, half full. And I always have faith. I'm praying to God, of course. You know, I'm praying all night, praying all day. I'm believing. I'm saying nonstop, God, I trust in you, and I believe. I know that, you know, you love me very much. I know that you don't want me to go through this, and you know, you wouldn't allow me to go through something I can't handle, and et cetera, et cetera. You know, the prayers that I just, you know, I say every day. I pray, man of God. So 4 hours later, This guy, the doctor comes in, I'm just like laying there waiting and waiting and waiting. All these things racing through your head. I'm trying to like ignore them and not think this way. And the doctor comes in. He's wearing, the mask because of, obviously of COVID. Everybody's still paranoid in COVID. And when you're in a hospital, and you are, I'm sure these guys don't want to get sick because whoever comes in. So he comes in. He can't even see his face. He has the mask on, a black mask. He looks at me for like a second. I look at him, I'm like, so what's the story? So what's the deal? He goes, nothing. There's nothing wrong with you. Your heart is perfect. Your blood pressure is perfect. Your blood's perfect. I'm looking, is there any blockages? He's like, no, nothing. No blockages, nothing. Right? And then he tells me, he goes, the only thing that we did see was that your esophagus was a little bit enlarged or inflamed or whatever the right term he said was. But it was bigger than it was supposed to be, a little bit bigger than, normal. So he goes, you got to go check that out. You got to go to a gastro doctor, right? So now I'm like relieved to hell. I'm not to hell. I'm relieved to heavens. I'm like, thank you, God. Number one, first thing I said, thank you, God. And I'm like, now I'm like, now what though? Because I still feel these pains. So my trial is not over. As if I could say it like that, I still have to go get a doctor. And it's Friday, right? So I'm like, there's no way I'm seeing a doctor on Saturday and Sunday, right? So Saturday and Sunday comes, and I'm like, I'm home. I got my kids. I gotta take care of my kids. Most of it's on me. And I'm with my son, with Jonathan Core, and not Jax, just Jonathan Core. Tabby went to do yoga with Vanessa, with my son and my Kinga, right? No, on Sunday this was, not Saturday, but Saturday. I can't remember the exact timeline, but all I know is like the first day that I was back, which was Saturday, right? I still didn't feel right, and I can't remember who I spoke to, but someone said that I have to start taking some kind of medicine called Pepcid, right? So it was the first medicine I got. My girlfriend got it for me, and then I took one, and it kind of helped me a little bit, right? And then again, I forget what I did the Saturday night. I think she stayed with me. I can't remember exactly what happened because it's been really, I just had anesthesia today too. So and they did put me did they put me in anesthesia in the ER? No, today was anesthesia. So I can't remember exactly the timeline, but I do remember that I think if I came back on Friday, right? Or Saturday morning, I think I came back. Saturday I came back. So all Saturday, right? I'm not feeling right. And I'm feeling like, I might have to go back to the emergency room. So I'm like, I still don't understand what's going on. And I'm saying to myself, I talked to my neighbor. My neighbor tells me some stuff, and she was telling me about acid reflux and GERD. And she was telling me, like, you need to see a gastro, like, immediately. That's number one. You have to see what's going on in there. And they'll give you an endoscopy where they stick a long tube down your throat where they can take look with a camera and then see what's going on. And that's something I never had done to me before. So that was something I needed to get done. And now it's like I said, it's Saturday. No way I'm going to go see a doctor on Saturday. Sunday is no way I'm going to see a doctor on Sunday. I'm like, do I go back to the emergency room again and demand, ask to see a gastro and get an emergency endoscopy? So I'm like, I don't know what to do, but I didn't do it. I dealt with it. I just walked through it. I did my best to hold it together. Still couldn't breathe right. Still couldn't, swallow right and all that stuff. And then Sunday comes. I go through the motions on Sunday. Try my best just to relax. I tell my kids what's going on. They're concerned, they're worried, and all that stuff. So, and my girlfriend, of course, too. Everybody in my family, anyone who knows that what happened. And then, so Monday comes. Like Monday, kids gotta go to school. I'm like, let's go. As soon as I get back from dropping the kids off to school, I gotta take care of business right now. I had to call my job. I had to call the clinic and deal with all that nonsense. And they told me, they said, no, make sure you just, you're not supposed to come here today. Because I was expecting to go to the city. They said, you don't have to come here. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. It's a little uncomfortable to sneeze too, man. So anyway, getting back to whatever it is. So today is Tuesday, right? So today's the day that I got the endoscopy. So Monday I'm on the phone trying to call every doctor, call my regular doctors. They tell me I can get an endoscopy in May. I'm like, all right, that's just not gonna happen. So I keep going. I don't give up. I'm very, 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 I'm very persistent. I'm very persistent with everything that I do, and I don't stop until I get it. And you know, it's not annoying. It's just, you know, it's when I want something, I get it. When I need something, especially, I get it. When it comes to my kids, I go after and I get it. So that's something about me that you'll learn as you know, see just keep watching my YouTube videos and everything I do. Obviously, you see I get what I, you know, go after because I have all these games. You know, these games just didn't appear. So anyway, so finally on Monday, I talked to the right doctor. It was recommended by my girlfriend's dad, my girlfriend's family, to go call this doctor. I called him. They said, you know, he has no availabilities until whatever time. You know, my insurance isn't really covered by him. You got to pay copay and all this stuff. They don't do workers' comp and all this. I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, then I'll see. We'll see if we can, you know, get you in there, whatever like that, right? I talked to the doctor finally. I talked to him. And I tell him what was going on. He goes, all right, you know, this is what's going on. He goes, you need to take Nexium, not Pepcid. Nexium is better. Okay, so Nexium is what I got, and Nexium seems to be working a little bit better, right? But then soon after, whatever, you know, I called him back and forth, gave him my information, you know, my health card information, all that stuff. They call me back. They say we have an opening, we have a cancellation on Tuesday at 11 o'clock. You know, do you want it? I'm like, of course I do. You know, yeah, let's go. You know, like 100%. You know, God answered another prayer. So, you know, today was the day, and kept going, and got my endoscopy. You know, it was a little, not nerve-wracking, but it was just something I had to do. You know, they had to put me on an anesthesia. I walk in the door. This big dude, big chubby guy, you know, I don't know if he's Japanese or Chinese, is like laughing. He goes, "I'm your anesthesiologist." Ha, ha, ha. It's like he's taking the anesthesia, you know, with the mask and walking around with it. But you know, he's very, very pleasant. You know, he made me feel very comfortable. You know, when I walked in the door, they were playing Frank Sinatra and Amleto Policelli, and the doctor was just a phenom. He was like in his 70s, and he was still dapper and still looked great, and you know, had his head together and all that stuff. So, you know, I just was I just felt very, very safe, you know. And I went through the motion, and you know, they just told me what to do. I did it, and you know, I did the anesthesia, laid down, you know, just what am I gonna do? You know, I have to do it. And you know, it was, you know, like I said, like you go to sleep and wake up right away, and you feel like nothing. And sure enough, that's what happened. You know, I was a little foggy after the anesthesia, and so here I am, still going. But I had to get some prescriptions from the pharmacy, and you know, I have to take them until further notice. And the one thing that I'm going to share with everybody out there, if you're still listening to my testimony, is, you know, if you are overweight, okay, and you're pushing those numbers, you know, you're up in the 40s and 50s or even further, it's going to catch up to you. So I'm athletic. I've been athletic all my life, and I don't really abuse things. I haven't abused things in, I don't know, ever, you know, and haven't done anything negative and bad for almost 25 years. You know, I'm 50, so I haven't done anything close to that in years, right? Decades. And I've always taken care of myself. I've always went to the gym. I'm crazy when it comes to eating food. Whole grain, whole wheat, grilled chicken, nothing fried, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it got me. And I'm going to say that it got me more, probably because of coffee, because I do love my coffee, and now I can't drink it the way I used to drink it. I'm not drinking it at all for a while. Definitely gonna, you know, clean out my body as best I can, because it's the caffeine that's not good for you. So if anybody's taking those energy drinks too, caffeine drinks, do not take them. It is 10 times worse. And then of course alcohol. You know, too much alcohol is not good for you, and I don't really think I drink too much. I just, you know, as you could probably see in videos, I share ale with my Stanley Vikingo, with my Vanessa. And, you know, it's not all the time. It's, you know, it's once a week, twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. You know, sometimes it's not at all because of work and just the situation. So I don't know. But I'm going to say my culprit is coffee. And, you know, the way I eat, you know, I do have my chips. I do have my salt chips, but I'm not having anymore. You know, I like chocolate, which I, you know, can't have that right now for a while, you know, and then just any kind of like fast food, you know, and I like takeout. You know, I like sushi and fried rice. Fried rice is gone, but sushi actually is okay. But the fried rice is no more. I have to only enjoy like, you know, like brown rice or any kind of rice like that. So these are things that I've been doing now since this happened, you know, since this Wednesday. I didn't eat that well. Thursday, I had my last meal, if you want to call it, before I, you know, changed everything, my diet. Was it Wednesday or was it Thursday? Yeah, it was Thursday. So Thursday was like the last time I had like any kind of, you know, fried crap food, which is, you know, just a burger, which I'm sure they didn't grill. You know, they just put it together and whatever, and it's probably the worst meat. So hey, listen, man, there you have it. I went shopping yesterday at Costco. You know, it's one of my stores that I try to do my shopping, try to get it all done and have it for a month as best I can, and you know, sit on it. And I'm looking around, I'm shopping. I'm like, man, I was like, I can't buy almost all the things that I used to buy. Even the grilled chicken sodium has like almost 30% of fat in it. And it's grilled chicken, you know. And other things like what is it? Fresh mozzarella. You know, I like having fresh mozzarella once in a while. And what else do we usually eat that we can't get anymore? Chocolate. You know, like chocolate almonds and chocolate raisins. You think it's good for you because it's almonds and raisins, right? Not really. You know, even dark chocolate. So yeah, that's that. But I'm here, and I'm glad to be home. I gotta tell you, man, being home. That first moment when I got out of the hospital, when that doctor first told me I'm going home, I was like, amen, man. I ain't coming back here ever again. Only when my kids have kids. I don't ever come back to the hospital ever again. You know. So I'm just telling you as a, you know, as your friend, you know, your YouTube friend. Your guide maybe in certain ways, sharing my videos with you, sharing things that I go through, and sharing my clutter, you know, my unorganization that's slowly and little by little getting organized. You know, I was supposed to have the tech come in, and he didn't come in today. He got all flustered when I told him. I was like, hey, you know, just confirming, you're gonna come in on Tuesday? No, I ain't coming Tuesday. What are you talking about? I never said I was coming here. And I was like, yeah, you did. You told me this almost 3 weeks ago. So I'm trying to sell this game right here, right? To make room. So, what are you gonna do? Sometimes things just don't work out the way you want. But anyway, just sharing this little video with you guys and girls. If any girls are watching too, any girl gamers out there or arcaders. If you're still watching and you listen to me ramble on, I have been watching other videos as of late. One guy that I like to watch is Pinball Shenanigans. It's spell it out the way it is. I don't know if his name is Mike Diamond or Mikey Dice, something like that. Can't tell you right now, but I like his videos. He's been doing this for a while. He's got good subscribers. He's got some good content, man, and some good finds. And his team, you know, his friends, his group, whoever, his one of the guys that does the work. This guy's a really awesome restorer, man. He tears them down to the bone and puts them back together again. And hey, man, God bless you, bro. You're awesome. I wish you guys were my friends. We'd have some kind of thing going on. But that's one guy to check out, Pinball Shenanigans. Then another guy, and I think they're from Canada, a boot. The other guy is Troy's Restoration. I think I said to you last time, Troy's Restorations. And he's also another one. He's awesome, man. He's phenomenal. Takes them apart, puts them together again. All these awesome jobs he's done. So those are two guys I've been watching. And I can't remember another guy I was watching to let you guys know about. Oh, the Electric Starship, I think it's called. Electric Starship Arcade, I'm pretty sure. I forget his name, but he's another one. He goes to auctions and gets a lot of games and has an arcade out someplace in the Midwest, I would say, or I don't know where exactly he is, but it's definitely not around here. But he's another good a good YouTuber to watch that does arcades and stuff like that. All right, so I came down here today because I needed to get some organization. I got my bins from Costco. I always try to get a couple bins every time I go to Costco, at least 2 or 3. And right now I'm putting all these old games, some cool games, you know, Atari 5200. I actually found a lot of these way back, almost 10 years ago or more. I found the whole console, 5200, and the joysticks. See right there, I found that too, the trackball. So, I don't know. When I did find it, I bought the joysticks, I bought all the games. Like I found a lot on eBay or Craigslist, wherever I bought it from. And I bought it, it was like, you know, maybe $100. No joke, not that much. For like 20 or 30 games. Name games, you know, like games you never heard of before. I mean, you remember when you were a kid. You know, like Star Trek. This is a great game. When you play this on Atari 5200. But I'll show you more as we go. You want to see them? Maybe you want to see them. Just go for this quick. This dude's Castle. Berserk. course, Missile Command. This could be a Frogger. Parker Brothers. I'm gonna say it's Frogger. Let's try this one. Oh yeah. Oh, it's Popeye. Popeye. Atari Baseball. I used to love to play that game. Even though it's cheesy, still like it. Got Wizard of War. Blueprint. I forget how Blueprint was. Pole Position. Jungle Hunt. A lot of these games I never even played. Pac-Man that came with the system. Zaxxon. I never played that on 5200. River Raid. Qbert. These are all 5200 too, not 2600. I do have the 20, a lot of 2600 games too. 2600 games too. Congo Bongo. Choplifter. Space Invaders. I remember playing Space Invaders, Star Trek, and Asteroids with my friend Frankie. One of my old school best friends when I was a kid. I used to love playing games with him. We would team up. We'd be on the same team playing Asteroids because you could play two-player. Even Pac-Man was awesome. Space Invaders, Gorf. Gorf. Vanguard. Made a fall. Defender. The box with pole position. Probably worth some money. Robotron. Super Breakout. Galexian. Another Congo Bongo. Another Breakout. Mario Brothers. Really? Keystone Keepers, man. I remember that. Star Trek. I got some games here, man. Definitely put them on eBay soon. Share my my treasures. Get some money out of the deal too. And get rid of some clutter. It's not doing anything here, so someone else wants to collect like I do. They can enjoy. Alright, just wanted to share that video with you all. I'm going to stop at 3160 in 9 seconds. So everybody, take care of yourself. Don't ever stop, don't ever give up, and make sure you hang hardcore forever, right? See you soon.